Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting video with your boy Salem. And in today's class, we're going to be doing an introductory video on CapCut Pad. Now, this is a version of CapCut that was just rolled out barely about, I think, about 3 months, 4 months, barely less than 6 months ago, right? And it was a very quiet rollout. Now, essentially, what CapCut Pad is the PC version of CapCut now accessible on mobile, preferably or particularly for tabs. Okay, so on the first screen here, this is the welcome screen. For those of you who use CapCut for PC, this is going to look as familiar as possible. Okay, so this is just a beta notice to tell you about the updates if you're going to switch to beta mode, but of course, I'm not going to be doing that, so I'm just going to clear off that window for now. All right, so this is the welcome page. Very similar, very identical to that of the PC version, and you can see I already have about 4 projects on the screen. So on the first tab here, of course, the very same thing, your home templates, and then spaces, and then your other tools of that. Of course, when you click on templates, you can see you have a lot of templates. You have tons and tons of templates, and for you to just be sure this is the tab, you can see the notification drawer that I just brought down, and you could see different you can see that there are different templates that you can actually pick from right here. Different templates. Okay, so I'll just scroll through that, and you see that. And under the space, of course, you don't have access to the space until you sign into your CapCut account. You're going to require a CapCut account for that. So we'll just head back over to the home page, and then yes, of course, you could see that you have the AI tools accessible from the startup screen. That's the AI video, the AI image. Of course, you could change the thumbnail, the project arrangement from thumbnail to list, which is what I just did now. This is on list. That shows you more information, of course, but I usually prefer the thumbnail version, but of course, that is a thing of preference. All right. So, moving on, you could just have a quick glance of the things. Of course, back to the tools. We have AI video, AI image powered by Cdream 5.0. Of course, you can have access to even ChatGPT 2, and then the video translation, and also the AI dialogue scene, and lastly the fashion model. Of course, we're going to be looking at some of these tools through the course of this project. Of course, not everything, but as much as possible. All right. Sorry, I just take that off. That's a video that's a YouTube picture. All right, so we'll just go ahead, and then rather than whenever you click on either of the AI video or the AI image, it takes you into a new project, but we're going to deal with that at a later part of the project, later part of the course, if we're going to deal with the AI features. Okay, so I'll just go ahead, create a new project. It starts afresh. At the top, you could see the number that is 0620. That is the project name. You could also click there and rename, and then all over to the top left, you see the different panels. Okay, sorry, from the top right and then the top left, you see the different tools. You have the media section, you have the audio section. From the audio, you can see we have tons and tons of audios. On the text, you can see different sub panels, okay, that takes you through adding text, your own saved text, text templates, text effects, different categories of text effects, text templates. Of course, that shows you different title text templates that you can work with, just something really nice and stylistic that you can work with. Then auto captions, of course, for your videos, you work with auto captions. And lastly, local captions. That's in case you want to work with an SRT file for cinematic purposes. Of course, if you want to have an SRT captions, maybe subtitles or something like that. Yeah, so over the stickers, you can drop in shapes, you can drop in the stylized stickers, and then also on the effects, there are tons and tons of different kinds of effects that you can place on both pictures and videos in your projects. Now, heading over to transitions. Under the transitions, you can see there are tons and tons of transitions in different categories too as well, right? This is really, really cool because you get access to quite some tools that are not actually available on the mobile version. Of course, on captions here, you have different caption templates, yeah, the trending captions, the classic captions, word, just very, very stylistic stuff, different things that you can actually work with. All right, now next, moving on, of course, at any point in time you can actually save individual items and just create your own favorites. Okay, now for the filters, of course there are tons and tons of filters, and you can also save your best filters for for future use, of course. So that goes into your favorites tab, so those ones that you can easily access at any point in time, because these tools can really, really get so much. Okay, so that usually comes handy to make your work faster. And then under adjustments, you have way other things that you could do. You could create an adjustment layer like you would on Premiere Pro, just a section of your video you wanted to have a specific style of, maybe brightness, saturation, all that. You could do all of that. And then you still have a few others. When you slide through, you could still access the templates, the product templates. You could access them from here. And also, again, finally, the very last section on the tool section is the AI avatar, right? So under the AI avatar, there are really cool things, for UGC guys, people who have user generated content. There are people who basically just work UGC for brands, right? Those they create influencer videos, right? Now those influencer videos are what people use to sell products and all that. You go on the internet these days, so you don't have to actually go pay influencers to do that. But for you to actually work with the avatars, you need to sign into CapCut first. So we're going to deal with that, of course, if we get into the AI section, because this still falls under the AI section of CapCut. So moving on from there, back to the media, of course. There you could also access the AI image, AI video, and then just from under the AI image, you could just type in a particular description of what you want to generate, right? And also even put in a reference image. I'm just going over this as quickly as possible so we can have an overview, but of course you can't work with any of these files unless you have signed into CapCut. Okay, so on the right side there you have details, and under this details panel, this is where you're going to be finding your editing tools. Okay, so your clip specific information. So if you have a clip that is selected, the information you have on this right side here would be adjustments that would affect that particular selected clip. Okay, on the left here we have imports, and you can just import either a photo, a video, whatever we want to go with. So just go ahead and just import something quickly right here. So just go over here, of course, through photos, and I'll just scroll through. There are tons and tons of videos here. This is actually from the Metreon project. Quite a number of the videos here from the Metreon project. So in case you haven't watched that, you could actually go over to Emmet Life YouTube channel and check over the Metreon. Episode 1 is already out as of time of recording this video. Yeah, so I'm just going to pick a clip from the video, right? So now when you import a clip, there are multiple things you could do. You could actually just click and drag into the timeline. Now this lower section where you have on your screen here is the timeline of the project, right? So that's where you're going to be assembling your clips, your images, everything that makes up your video. The assembled parts according to time. It's actually a function of time. Okay, so we're going to deal with that further in the coming videos. Okay, so I just took that out, and then I want to show you something. You notice on the far left of this video, once it's selected, you could drag in those white edges. Okay, now what you essentially do when you drag them in is you can actually trim the videos before you import them into the project. So while it is selected under the import section, what you see on the player is just playing that video, but it has not been imported into the timeline, so it's not a part of the original output. That is the original video, the final video that would actually be coming out, right? The final edit. So whatever you bring into your timeline is going to be part of your final output. Whatever you play from the import section, just playing it there, you're just previewing it. But when you drag it into the timeline, it becomes a part of the final edits. Now over here you could see the full, that is just the full, the playback resolution. At this point here you can zoom in, you can zoom into your video or zoom out. Right here is the aspect ratio. We're going to be talking about aspect ratios. That is very important in video editing. And of course the last button there is to full screen, and then you come over down to the top right and bottom right, sorry, and that is to get back to the original screen. So looking at that, of course, remember I told you the third section is the clip specific tweaking zone. So at this point, everything you want to click, everything you want to adjust from the video, the sound, the audio, the speed, animation, everything is going to be adjusted, but to the clip that is selected. Okay, so we're definitely going to be diving into these concepts in the future videos or in the following videos, the next videos coming after this class.